Hello friends, welcome back. I am not kidding you when I say that January was probably the most stressful month that I have ever experienced in my adult life. For Christmas I got an Aura ring and I love my Aura rings so much, but if there's one thing I will say, it is going to tell you every single time you are stressed, and the amount of times that I was stressed in the month of January was simply unacceptable. And I was having such a hard time figuring out why that was until this morning. I had a pop-up every Sunday, never fails. I get a pop-up with my screen time, and oh my gosh, the amount of screen time that I had last month 100% contributed to the way that I was feeling. I'm gonna read y'all these numbers. Keep in mind, these are the numbers for my phone, my iMac, and my iPad all put together because they are all in the same iCloud. I do also want to preface these numbers off by saying that obviously social media is my full-time job. If you're new here, TikTok is where I have my biggest following, then Instagram, and then YouTube. And on top of that, I'm also a wedding planner, so I am always answering emails. That does still not excuse these numbers. They are insane. So last week, on average, this is my daily average. So every day I averaged around 15 hours and 14 minutes on my phone, and then my total screen time for the entire week was 106 hours and 45 minutes. It's not funny, but I have to laugh through the pain. You break down those 106 hours, 41 of them were spent on TikTok. About 20 of them were spent editing videos on CapCut, so I do spend a lot of time editing. My third highest was 10 hours spent on YouTube, almost 8 hours spent filming videos. Surprisingly, I spent 6 hours on messages, which I think is funny because I feel like I am so bad at responding to messages. Obviously, the amount of time that I spend on my phone is a problem. Lately, I've been doing a lot of doom scrolling, and I feel like I have been consuming far too much media, which is good because I do like being an informed person. I like to know what is going on in the world, but I feel like there comes a time where it's time to step away, because if your heart rate is getting up all the freaking time and you are stressed all the time, isn't a healthy amount of time that you're spending doing research, okay? I am taking this Sunday to just unwind, relax, and stay off of my screen. I'm forcing myself to replace my screen time with some hobbies that I have neglected. My husband is at work right now. He'll be home in about an hour, so I think I'm gonna get the day started off with some reading, because I was gonna do Legos first, but he said he wanted to do Legos with me when he gets home. I've been neglecting reading so bad these last 3 months because, again, all I want to do is pick up my phone and doom scroll, and I've been in such a bad book slump. It's time to get out of my book slump because I miss reading so much, and I have a goal to read 6 books this month. But okay, let's get this Sunday started. I'm gonna get the ambiance going, so I'm gonna light my little candle. I love these little lo-fi coffee shop vibes while I read. I always put one of these on. Like, look at how cute the scenery is. It sets the vibe, y'all. It sets the vibe. I'm reading on my Kindle. The book I'm reading right now is Frida McFadden's newest release, which is The Crash. I literally sat, and in one sitting yesterday, I read all the way to about 43%. I have not read that much of a book in one sitting in months, and it has sucked. That's how we're gonna start a little hobby day. Taking a break from reading right now because I want to move on to doing something else, but I think I am going to end my night off by finishing up the last 8% that I have left. So far, I don't know how I feel about this. By the way, this is The Crash by Frida McFadden, but I don't know how I feel about this book yet. I don't think I would say that it's one of Frida's like best books per se, but it definitely is really entertaining. It's keeping me intrigued. Right now I'm at like a 3-star rating. I think the most this one's gonna get is a 3.5, and that's only if the epilogues. And if you know Frida, you know she's really good at writing a jaw-dropping epilogue. So who knows, maybe the epilogue will be really good. I think the issue so far with this book is that it's just a lot of the same thing over and over again, and I was getting bored at some parts because I was like, okay, this is literally what happened in the last 2 chapters. But like I said, it's really entertaining, and that's why I can't rate it less than a 3-star, because I am highly entertained right now. But now I'm gonna move on to Legos. My husband's actually gonna come and do Legos with me, so he is gonna do this little Lamborghini that I got him for Christmas, and then he actually got me a set of Legos for Christmas as well. He got me the flower bouquet because I have been asking forever for forever flowers is what I call them. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully this only takes me like an hour, because I would love for this to be done today because I want to display them in my office. So Legos is our next activity. Up, this is the one that Wade did, y'all. It literally like actually moves, so cool. But then my forever bouquet, so pretty. I am obsessed. We just put it in the same spot where we have our little up Lego set. I don't know where our Harry Potter one is that we did together, but we're trying to do like a whole collection on the shelf. I'm gonna move my printer somewhere else when I get a new desk, because as you can see, my current desk is just not big enough to also fit the printer. But I am in love, so in love. I want to get like every single bouquet that they have and like display all of them, because they have so many different ones. It's 5:51. I'm gonna make dinner, and I would also like to color a little bit before I get into bed for the night, so we'll see how everything works out. In my office, I am about to color just a little while I drink my tea. I need an activity to do while I drink my tea, or I won't finish the whole thing. So I have to like find something to do while I drink it, or I will have the urge to go lay down in bed and just forget about it. I'm gonna show y'all the last picture I colored and how it turned out. I think it turned out so freaking cute. I absolutely love this little corner book. Today I think I want to try to find one in the girl moments and start on it. I'm definitely not going to finish it tonight. I'll probably just do like one small section and then color it throughout the week. I found the one. I think that this one is so freaking cute. So this is the one that we're gonna color for tonight. All of my supplies over here. And I think that for tonight, the only thing I'm gonna be worried about getting done is the little sleeping bag. I wanted to try something new out with like color blending and patterns. I don't know if I love it, but I don't hate it. I saw a bunch of girls that use like these colorless blending markers, and that's kind of the vibe I was going for, but this is the first time that I've ever done it, so I would say for my first time it doesn't look terrible. See how much it bled through? Oh, quite a bit. That's all we're gonna do for tonight. I just remembered I still have 30 minutes to walk on the treadmill, so I'm gonna go do that 30 minutes. I also didn't finish my tea, and I knew I wasn't going to, but I'm about to force myself to chug it right now because I need to drink it. And it's actually really good, but I still have 30 more minutes I need to walk on the treadmill because I try to hit my goal every single day. So I'm gonna go walk on my walking pad for 30 minutes, and I think in that 30 minutes I can finish up the book, and I will let you know my final rating on The Crash by Frida McFadden after I get done with my 30 minutes. Before I go to bed, we're gonna do my quick little review on The Crash by Frida McFadden. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I have been in a 3-month-long book slump. Like, I have been wanting to read so bad, and then every time I go to sit down to read, I don't know if it's like the book selections I've been picking or if it's just like the particular books I've been reading. I just have not found anything that has kept me engaged and like wanting to pick up another book once I'm done with the book I'm reading. And on top of that, it's taken me weeks to read one book, which is not like me. Already it gets 1 star because this is the first book in months that I have finished in a day and a half, and it felt so nice to have that feeling of like wanting to keep going back. But if I had to say like my overall rating of this book, I would say that it is a 3-star, and I honestly thought about 2.5, but I feel like because I wanted to keep reading, that makes it a 3, and I shouldn't go lower than that, because there wasn't moments where like I wanted to put it down per se, but there were moments where I was like bored because it was just like the same thing over and over and over again. I'm also not sure how I felt about like the main plot line in this book. I feel like there were some parts of it where I was kind of offended with a way that one of the characters was being portrayed. Like, it kind of offended me a little bit just because of some things I'm going through in my own personal life. Obviously it's a thriller, so y'all already know that I can't give you much about the plot, but I was kind of offended. Like, I was like, oh, that's not. And then I'm also gonna say that the epilogue in this one, Frida, in my opinion, she is like the queen of keeping your jaw on the floor until the very last page, and her epilogues are always so good. Like, they always have me going, what just happened? And the epilogue in this one, it just did not give me those vibes like at all, because I had already guessed what was going to happen in the epilogue about 50 pages before it happened, and I was hoping that it wouldn't be that way, because kind of like The Inmate, where I thought I had the epilogue figured out and I was like, this is what's going to happen. no, my jaw was completely on the floor with the inmate, and I thought this was gonna be like that because I was like, there's no way that it's gonna be that obvious. Like, it can't be that obvious, and then it was that freaking obvious. But like I said, it did keep me wanting to keep flipping to the next page. And I also like how sometimes it feels like Frida is incorporating a little bit of humor into her thrillers. Also, I'm starting to realize her thrillers are very, very, very PG. They kind of read like young adult, honestly. I think that's why I get through them so fast, because normally if it's like a romance, like contemporary or historical fiction, like it takes me at least 3 days to read it. But with Frida's books, I just like flip through. But like, let's say it's like Abby Jimenez or Emily Henry or Kennedy Ryan, like I think because their writing is like so flowery, so fluffy, and I love their writing, don't get me wrong, I love it so much. But Frida, it's kind of just like you're talking to just like your friend. It's like nothing crazy, nothing over the top. Like, the writing isn't super complex. To me, this is probably one of my least favorites that she has written. But like I said, it did put me back in the mood to want to go and pick up a book. So I'm gonna probably read another book tonight, or start another book. I've been reading Real by Kennedy Ryan, so I'll probably just jump back into that now that I actually have the motivation to want to read. I'm not mistaken, I think that Frida McFadden is coming out with another book this year. I could be wrong, but I saw on her Goodreads that there were 2 releases for this year, so hopefully the newer one will hit a little bit better for me. You know what? I'm happy to say that I read it. I'm trying to read every single one of her books and get through her backlog, and I think I only have like 2 more of her books to read, and I will be done until she releases something new. Yeah, 3 stars for The Crash by Frida McFadden. But that was my day of replacing my screen time with hobbies, and I feel so refreshed. I think I'm actually gonna go and do like some meditating before I go to bed. I'm trying to get into meditating as a way to help with my stress levels and honestly just feel more connected to my body. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Let me know if you want another video like this. I think a super fun video idea would be replacing my screen time with reading, and I would basically have to do like a 24-hour reading challenge. So let me know if that would be something that y'all would be interested in, because I think that would be a super fun video. But I love you guys. I'm gonna go to bed. Bye guys.